Architectural documentation includes many interpretations of the same view of the building. For example, for a given story of the building, we'll have to generate one construction plan, one reflected ceiling plan, one plan of floor finishes, one structural plan, one plan for the furniture, and so on. Not to mention all the communication with all the professions we'll have to collaborate with: the structural engineer, the electrical engineer, HVAC, plumbing, etc. all need different documents from us. ARCHICAD supports all of this documentation workflow with so-called views. So far, we've only utilized one part of the navigator, the project map part. Let's turn on the pop-up navigator. Click on the icon to the right of the project map. This is the view map part of the navigator. As you can see, this part lists different plan folders. Double-click on 0 ground floor in the Furnishing Plans folder. The furnishing plan of the ground floor is shown instantly. But how is this plan different from the floor plan we've been looking at up until now? One obvious difference is all dimensions, elevation, and section markers have disappeared. These were on some layers that were switched off when changing to the views of the Furnishing Plans folder. Layers are like vellums of old times, layered on top of each other. If we pull one item out of the stack, it will be invisible. Elements that have common characteristics, like exterior walls, interior walls, furniture, etc., should be placed on a common layer so that their visibility can be regulated together. The other significant difference is that the walls are displayed with a solid fill. There are 7 main factors for a view, all of which can be set using the bottom toolbar. The first factor is the scale of the drawing. For instance, plans that are submitted to the municipality for approval have a smaller scale than construction documentation. In ARCHICAD, objects like doors, windows, or other custom elements are scale sensitive. That is, their 2D representation depends on the current scale of the drawing. The second factor, layer combination, determines which layers are switched on or off for that particular view. Here, layer combinations have been set up and named in advance. The one that is used here is named 021 Furnishing. The third factor is the structure display. This function allows us to display construction elements in various ways depending on how we define the components of the elements. We can choose one of these options: entire model, without finishes, core only, and core of load-bearing elements only. The fourth factor is the pen set. We can define different line weights for the different colors. The following factor is the so-called Model View Options combination. These settings control the behavior of ARCHICAD elements beyond merely toggling visibility on and off. These combinations were also set up and named in advance. The sixth factor is the graphic override. With these options, we can recolor the elements based on certain properties. The last factor is the Renovation Filter. We can provide visual feedback on the status of each element at a particular stage of a renovation project. A view is defined by these factors, plus the current zoom, the dimensions, and some other factors. At the Quick Options bar at the bottom of the screen, you can change these settings for the current project representation. Click on any of the buttons and see what changes occur on the floor plan when the settings are changed. Note that the current Quick Options settings are not saved to the views automatically. To do this, you must open the View Settings dialog. Let's open the pop-up navigator. Right-click 0 Ground Floor in the Furnishing folder and select the View Settings command. Here you can click the Get Current Window Settings. Please note that view settings apply not only for plans, but also for other viewpoints like sections, elevations, 3D documents, details, and so on. We'll learn how to set all these parameters in the following volumes of the trainings. Click Cancel to close this dialog. Select the file, Close Project Menu command. In the upcoming dialog, click Don't Save.